Hello. Oops, 79. Ooh, there are a few accounts I need to migrate. It looks like. Hello everyone, let me switch my webcam. Wait a second, huh? Wait a second. Ah, yes. Hello! Good evening everyone and welcome to another stream of Plane Shift! The game that actually released another alpha just yesterday. We did it again. We did it again. Another alpha. Yay! I'm pretty happy about this one because it's fixing bugs. I mean, it's not as massive as the previous, but I think it's pretty good. We have the new underwater vegetation and things, and we have quite a number of bug fixes on the maps, and I assume also we have some new bugs, but that's fine. That's the way to evolve, right? Make mistakes and fix them. Make mistakes and fix them until everything is perfect. Let me just check one thing because I see there are a number of accounts that I need to migrate. The last one was what? Was I think it was 76. It's 76. Now we are at 79. So there are 3 new ones. There are 3 new ones. So let me say 77 or ID equal 78 or ID equal to 79. Okay. So I'm going to take this. Migrating is pretty quick anyway. Oh, wait. There seems to be a small issue. There is one of the accounts I cannot migrate for whatever reason. Wait a second, Wait a second. Why I cannot migrate this? Strange. Very, very, very strange. No, it doesn't want to. Okay, it doesn't want to migrate it. Fine, so we will do one by one. For some reason, it cannot migrate them all. Strange, but we will go one by one. Fine, and see why. Okay, the first one is migrated. The second one is migrated. And the third one, I don't know why, is migrated. Okay, for some reason, putting them all together was not was not working. Hello, Hula. Hello, Coach. Welcome. Today I want to go back to something that we did long time ago, and actually I think the best way for me is to watch some pieces of my old video. Music and ambient sound. Music and instrument. Wow, it was 7 months ago. Holy shit. It was 7 months ago, boys. 7 months ago. Serious? Wow. Heh, I think it was. I think it was. I don't know. I mean... Anyway. Here's the 20 release and... It is a grind sometimes. What is this example? Working on this project. Query the MIDI files externally and... Right? Live. No, I think this is the first one. So this is the channel. All the MIDI. I think that is the first video I did on this. If I change the...
I can even go ahead and get a minor scale and such. You get this. Alright, yep, I know, still not wonderful, but bear with me for a second, let's make this more interesting. Time can actually be used to bring it up and down again. So if I wanted to get an envelope that automatically...
Was I watching a video or...?
I could do that here. I'm just going to multiply them together.
Yeah, I was watching a video. I was watching a video and I was doing...
When we talked about it, they kind of confirmed that there's a bug in there. And on top of that, what it does not do is simply read audio file. If I now say I sent a note off of note 36 on channel 2, it also...
I need to be able to change the speed, and at the moment I have no idea how to do it. I mean, I can ask the player to save the MIDI again, but that's really clumsy. I mean, I would like him to provide the music and then the game decide the speed.
Yeah, that would be way better.
How do you do with the metal? How do you do with the metal game for the speed?
I'm not using MIDI there. I am using quartz.
No, I think this was it. This was it actually. This actually was it. So the last time we worked on this was really 7 months ago, boys. Was really 7 months ago. Was really 7 months ago. Wow.
Their own melodies, their own music in your game.
Yeah.
And you want it to be specifically driven by wave files, or in this case audio files, then you would need to build your system with Quartz. And you don't need MIDI at that point anymore. You basically just build your own music system.
Yeah. That's
and
another
Quartz
option.
is going to be the clock.
I think the complexity of that is how the players will be able to express the music. And in our old game was a real music score like the one you see on screen, right?
Yeah,
but this is very, very complex to rebuild. I don't know if I want to rebuild it. I mean, we built it in the previous game, completely custom. This was a completely custom implementation.
It is not just complex. It is complex for the reason that you're using actually notes. If you think about a simple grid system, where the grid would have coordinates 1 to 16.
I'm watching again the video that I
basically put in like the notes on top of it. That's what I'm saying. Like for the end user, for the player, it needs to be that simple. And either way you
play, but I mean I'm not a good one, but I play. But so I understand what I'm seeing, but that is insane. I mean it's like 10 instruments.
I think that the reaction of a player would be very simply, I did not ask for this.
Yeah. The player is using one instrument.
I am just displaying the notes, people don't know they don't need to know anything about music. They just need to type in a number and whatever is on the screen, and it will put it there, just like the game Sea Battle, right?
Very cool.
So I take the complexity out of their hands.
Experience, I think. I'm watching again this video where I was speaking with another developer, and he actually did quite some stuff on the audio, and I'm watching again this to see what we concluded at that time. Okay, let me go back to our plan, but I think that is a good plan, and I think we will do it. I don't know if I want to do it now, but I think we will do it. So let me save this file as music 2. I'm trying to understand what I concluded there. What you concluded, Tiger? Yeah, so the... Yep. The choice, right? The choice that we have here, which is exactly the choice that I was discussing. The choice is port the old system, meaning draw a score, edit the score, play the score, or what I called something new, which is import through MIDI, right? Import through MIDI files and play. And I think that this one, at the moment, to me, is the way to go in terms of complexity and in terms of speed of implementation. I think is the one that we can do. We cannot do this one. The old one is too complex. It's really a mess. Okay. Now, I don't know if you want to really do the extract channel first channel only, or if you want to do... Yeah, this is also a good idea for the speed. How influence... What is this project? Event. There is a tempo event. There is a tempo event. Which is, by the way, the one that we get probably here at the beginning. MIDI project. There is a tempo. An event that sets the tempo of a MIDI sequence in terms of microseconds. It is always in get duration, so it's always in the same. I was starting. Sorry, I'm still watching the video. So you may get confused because you see multiple things on screen. You may see the previous Tiger, the current Tiger. It may be a bit confusing. I'm sorry, but the idea is that I was trying to understand where we were 7 months ago. Then I dropped this, right? It's very hard to read. John Games, thank you for... Should we drop the requirement of BPM per skill? I mean, having a certain skill for a specific speed of the song, because in reality can be cheated, you know. The moment I don't have all the nodes connected. It's a pity there is no re-import, but was this one. You can put, you know, all the possible more pillars. The range I think is a bad idea. The range I think is a bad idea. Free. Fine. Okay, I think I watched the video. I think it was like 3 hours and a half. So what we did during that video, I restarted from the MIDI project. I tried also to analyze a bit the source code of the actual MIDI importer. I discussed with Warm Juice Dev, which is a guy that worked a lot on the music side, and then I improved a bit these ideas on how to do the Unreal stuff, etc. Right? So I think we should restart from there. I would like to do this music thing. I would like to do it. The problem is that it's not very easy, I think, because there is no automatic, you know, plugin for Unreal that does it. At least to my knowledge. Maybe something happened in the last few months, or so we can maybe do another search on the internet. You know, maybe in 7 months a lot of stuff happens. Let me see if there is still this MIDI project. I was still here in MIDI project. So MIDI project was the one that we were working on. Let's see if it starts. Hopefully it does. Hello Fergus, hello Marcelo, sorry, hello Ariter, sorry I was not looking at the chat. For now we are activating a particular wave file for each note. Yes, we are activating MIDI file, wave file for each note, yes. Is the problem with the black? I don't think it's a problem. I think it's for the discussion I had with that guy, he was also using wave files, and he was saying that it's okay to use that technique. So I think we can use that technique. Coach is saying no, any musician can play wall notes at an okay pace, and experienced player can play second note at an okay pace. What? I mean, if it's the same BPM, obviously the second guy is playing much faster, no? If he's playing a 16 of a note. So yeah, but I would like to do it. I think it was a kind of a fun feature of the old game. Hello, making real things. How are you? I'm good. How are you? When writing a wall note song, a low BPM sounds fine. Let me, I don't know, is recalculating shaders. Let me see our... I think we have an Unreal MIDI, Unreal Mission Music something. Unreal Mission Music and Music 2, yes. So we have this one and this one. This one has not been saved, eh? You remember the video? It was actually different. I lost something. I lost something. This is not good, huh? Unless I saved it. No, I think I lost the modifications, or I didn't say. You remember in the video? Yeah, you see that same screenshot is way chord no chords. I think it is way more detailed. So I never saved it probably. Even if skill-based, how to upload a MIDI file, even if part of this seems to be in the next one, but let me change it again to what it was, because I think it's a pity that I lost it. Maybe I didn't save the file. So this one was import. Oops, this one was okay. Can I type, please? Import through MIDI files, right? Import through MIDI files, and here we have changing speed in Unreal, detecting real speed. I don't know what is it, but changing speed in Unreal. Detecting real speed. Come on. Skill-based. Exactly. Skill-based is a good discussion, eh? Skill-based on what? And here I said number of notes in a bar, type of notes, number of notes in a bar, type of notes, type of notes, 64, 32, 16, 84. 64. You also have 64. No, you don't have 64. Range. Instrument. Yeah, exactly. I think these are much better. The chords, no chords. Yes. I think these are much better than BPM, actually. Chords, no chords. And how to upload the MIDI file server side. How to upload the MIDI file server side. Yeah. You see, this picture was. So I didn't save it. I just didn't save it. Even if this one was originally called Mission Music 2. Wow. I don't know. Definitely something happened. So we probably lost some stuff, but it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I have it on the video. I'm not a musician. I've been playing in the lake. Nice. Any advice for me about applying Mega Grant? Do you think that Planeshift is the oldest still developing game in the world? Any advice for applying Mega Grant? I would say you should try to put together a good demo or something that works, right? So something that shows that even if it's a very small prototype, you know, and even if it's a bit of a mock-up, I think you should show something, right? For the Mega Grant, you should show something. Then I think you should show that your game is still to be developed. So there is still stuff to do. And that stuff includes technology and maybe an art. But I think you should put some technology in it as well, because I think this is what they are interested in. My last Mega Grant application, which was rejected, by the way, the one that we did this year, I think that the reasons why it was rejected were multiple. One, I pushed a bit too much on the fact that I need to make art more than technology. And second, that our game is pretty much done, right? And so I think they didn't see much value in sponsoring us, considering the game is basically done. For their point of view, you know, technology-wise, Unreal Engine-wise, I mean, he has a lot of functionality already, right? So they probably didn't see the gap. Apart from the graphical gap, apart from the art, didn't see the technology gap. I think that if you have a good idea and you have some technology to cover, some time to spend in it, I think you should put that. And also they ask you about the spending, right? So how much money you want and how you want to spend it. So you need to, I don't know, maybe calculate the hours, the time that you are spending on it, and put some evaluation there. Do you think the Planeshift is the oldest still developing game in the world? No, there is. I mean, if you mean free game, I mean free like we are, probably yes. Even if there are some like is Battle of West not still available? I think it is, right? Battle of Westnot is fairly old. And I don't know if they had any recent update. but I assume yes. October 21, right? So yeah, there's still kind of recently they did some stuff. Battle of Westnot, I think the first version was actually very, very old. So I don't think you can go back. Maybe there is a way. There is a way to go back. Battle of Westnot 1.0 was 2006. 2006, and they are developing 22. You're saying so? We started before that, but Battle of Westnot is one of the. Is another one that is pretty much a pillar in in the free game. Another one is free save, but I don't know if he's still maintained. Tetris is still being developed and maintained. Well, Tetris I think it changed. No, I mean it's the same Tetris. No, it's very different versions of it. Who is the main character? Who is the main character in developing Planeship? What do you mean by that? You mean who is the? I mean, if there is a main NPC or a main. I mean, a main NPC in game. You mean like a story, like a special story guy, or what? Okay, so we have these two files. We have these two files, music 1 and music 2. So music 2 is doing this. It's doing muse MIDI. I don't know why there is this line. I think it's just a mistake. Muse MIDI. Client. Require only one channel. Or reject. Store the notes into a player item. Store the notes into a player item. Yes, I think in a creative thing. Then we play the score, so we see this. We have the BPM, we have the playing group, we have Talad. Hula, you are here, look. You are on the slide. Ready. And the server validates the speed and the notes. And then he's sending to all the client the 3. Alternative idea, use one score only with multiple instruments and players sign up for one instrument. Yeah, that's also a very good idea, I think. I think this one is a pretty good idea, by the way. The one at the bottom. The CIO of the company is me. I am. I am the president. I am the founder, I am the lead developer, and I am the president. War Competitive Tetris still looks like the official version. I played in the 80s. Yeah, could be. See, I didn't follow it much, but I remember there was a Tetris championship, and also I remember there was one guy that was always winning, and then at a certain point he lost. But there was a guy that won like 10 years in a row. Here we were already doing some reasoning. How do we load a file from file system? MIDI component load file. How do we store the MIDI file or the notes in XML? In the creative definition, yes. Send the file or the XML plus the readiness. How to place different scores at the same time. I think that this is probably the idea of mixing the 3 scores into a single score. into a single score. By the way, the company is called Atomic Blue, and you can find it. You can find it here. Is atomicblue.org, and there is a non-profit corporation that is incorporated in the U.S. in Texas. And if you want to know the members, there are 3 current board of directors. Because the corporation is a non-profit corporation, and it requires 3 people to be on the board, so it cannot be only one guy, it cannot be only me. If it was possible, I would have done it, but it was not possible. And also I think it made kind of sense, you know, because and these other 2 guys, Andrew and Jorit is the creator of the previous engine that we were using, Crystal Space. And Andrew is one of the guys that started with me a long time ago. He developed quite some stuff, but none of them is active anymore. I mean, they are still alive, meaning that I know they are alive, and I write to them sometimes. Mainly with Andrew, I think we had we spoke a month ago, and with Jorit probably we spoke, I don't know, 1 year ago. But yes, I think they are still alive. And it's not secret what range you apply for Mega Grant. No, it's not public. You got a 10k grant. How do you know, Coach? It's not public. I never gave a number. I think very few people know the number. Yeah, Jorit was in Discord a few months ago. Yes. Let's say the grant can span from, I think, 1k to 1 million. So, but obviously we didn't get the 1 million. We didn't. Okay, let me see. By the way, our new release is out, 0728, in case you missed it. 0728, and we have also a seaside, I mean an underwater thing. And the range like 525. No, I never gave that information. I'm sorry. I think you should, in your case, if you are thinking what you need, I think you should yes, sum up the money. Like if you have to buy some software, or if you have to buy, or if you have to commission some stuff, so you should really do a kind of a bottom up, right? I mean, for an MMO and for our project, I mean, any money is good, but is never repaying the effort, you know? Is never going to repay the effort in any possible way. So consider a game like, I mean, a large game these days can cost like 30-40 millions to make, right? So I mean, AAA, very good game, right? I don't know, Cyberpunk 2077, for example. So is tough. But maybe if you make, you know, another type of game, not an MMO. An MMO is really a crazy idea. Should not do it. But any other game, like enhanced Tetris, you know, you can finish it in a very reasonable time. I think my suggestion anyway for game development is if you have to decide how much time you spend, you know, in developing the game, or I think there are different slices of time, right, that you have to dedicate, and I think that at least at the beginning, right, at least at the beginning, so when you are planning your game, I think you should really focus on the player type, right? So who is the guy that is gonna play your game, right? Who is the guy that's gonna play your game? And the player type means what this guy likes to do. Is it kind of, for example, for me, for our MMO, I have a kind of a mapped player types like the collector, the achiever, the explorer, the power leveler, you know, the role player. Okay, so all of that. Now in MMO you have a bit of everything, but Twitch crashed. I know that Twitch had some problems today, so is it possible? But I see your message. So really spend time on the player type, and then I think that the other thing is to spend time on the game mechanics that makes the game good, right? So why your game is different from another game, and what is the particular game mechanic that you want to put into it, right? I think these two things at the beginning should, in the planning phase, should be the majority of the time. I would say that if you go does it allow me to make a... No, it was doing it. Why is it not doing it anymore? It was doing the... It's not doing it anymore. Anyway, we are building the peace sign. So yeah, maybe like that. So I would say sorry. I would say if you have to choose, I would say prototyping here, player type here, and game mechanics here. Like prototyping and coding, right? So I think you should do as little prototyping and coding at the beginning as possible. So because, you know, the problem is that if you do it wrong, right, and you do it like this way, so if you do it like this way, which is exactly the opposite of what it should be, you will spend a lot of time doing stuff that then you're going to remake, right? And I think the game mechanics should really be why the game is fun, right? So that is who is gonna play your game, right? And that is why the game will be fun, you know? Why the game will be fun. So you have to spend the majority of the time in these two blocks. Cinema with Teach Crash. Music, what's involved in replicating the music system from Legacy? Research is not done in Unreal. What? Yeah, sorry, I took just a completely different discussion because I was answering to make Unreal things. About the money, I think you should ask what you need. I don't know what you need, but you should think what I need to complete my project. I think you should give them a range of what you need to complete the project. And they obviously can give you less, right? Let me save this. I mean, it's just a stupid chart, but let me save it because maybe in the future I will reuse it. You never know what you can reuse in the future, right? You never know. Making a game. So this MIDI project, MIDI interface. So this MIDI project was using what? Was using a MIDI loader, right? But this MIDI loader was MIDI project. No, I think it was yeah. It is an Unreal Engine plugin. It is an Unreal Engine plugin. Right? I think it was, no? I don't remember. Going back to the source code. Which kind of source code was I using here? I cannot see it because there is this thing in the front. MIDI component, source project, MIDI CPP, MIDI file, aftertouch. This is probably the library. EU426 Engine Plugins Marketplace MIDI Asset. Yes. We added. But this was on 26. This was on 26. So if it's on 26, it means that. Yes, it's on 26. This one is working on 26. So actually, it is not this Unreal Engine. It's another Unreal Engine that I have. Here. That's why I was not finding the. Plugin. That's why I was not finding the plugin. Marketplace media asset. Yes, there it is. It's this one. Media asset plugin. Media asset editor. Media asset editor. So basically what we need something that plays a MIDI file with wave files. Thanks, you love me a lot. You're very welcome. You switch back to U4? No, we didn't switch. We just did a test. We did a compliancy test for 5, and we will go to 5. For sure. I think pretty soon, but I don't want to do stuff that gives zero value to players. I want to do stuff that gives some value to players. So I want to spend my time in stuff that makes the game more fun now, or more complete, or more whatever. At the moment, 5 is not really adding too much for us, apart from probably fixing the Linux lights, which is definitely a plus, but And also I want more people to use it. I want more people to use 5 before I use it, because I don't want to debug. I mean, like for Mac, remember that we have to compile on 3 platforms, right? So it's not that simple. It's really not that simple. How do I open up this this plugin? Did I do just MIDI build? What did I open up? I opened up source project. Source project. Solution source project. I don't see a solution though. Ah, yes, there is. Okay, GG. So I think what we can do, I would like to Google a bit, you know, to really understand it, to avoid redoing the, you know, redoing. Let me document this because I will forget again. I will forget again for sure. So source project. So let me put it in our file. Let me put it maybe here somewhere, saying that how do we load the system? How do we load the system? MIDI asset source project. The old game ref is a WAV file, yes. No. Each note is a WAV file. Each note is a WAV file. So we have it like this. So for the flute, there is one WAV file. There is another. There is another. So each one is a note. Now, sorry, they are not in sequence, but C5, like C, D, E, F, this is probably an F sharp, but I don't know. Probably because the flute is the flute, right? So this is an example, but it's the one that, actually this is the one that we are using in the old game, right? I need some tutorial about starting a game project from you. Yeah. The music sheet needs to play this. Yes, needs to play this. Okay, let me search. Let me Google a bit because I think that maybe in all this time something happened. Hopefully. So let me search Unreal MIDI to Wave or Play MIDI with wave files or something. I don't know. With sound, no, with wave, where with sound files. How to import and use MIDI files in Unreal Engine. MIDI engine. For example, this one is 21 of July 22, so it's after we did our research. MIDI engine.
Then, use the import button in the content browser to select a MIDI file from disk. The plugin will import your MIDI file as a UMIDI asset. If you open the UMIDI asset, you should see a list of instrument tracks from the MIDI file.
Nice.
Each track will contain its respective MIDI notes. This organization makes it easier to access and work with the MIDI file.
Let's see how to access MIDI notes or MIDI events in a sample blueprint.
I like the robotic voice.
Create a variable of type UMIDI asset in the blueprint.
Okay.
You can then set your imported MIDI file as the default variable. MIDI Engine provides helper functions in both blueprints and C++ to help you access MIDI tracks and MIDI notes.
Okay.
In this example, we are getting the piano track by name.
Okay. Doable.
This will give us access to all the MIDI notes in the piano track.
Get MIDI notes. Yeah, but what is okay? What is inside of this?
MIDI notes contain information like the start time, which represents its note on event or the time that MIDI note starts playing. They
Yeah,
also
that
contain
we have
a
already.
note ID or note name like C5, A1, etc.
Okay.
That's how simple it is. From here, you can build your own MIDI player. Alternatively, we provide an add-on that will help you play back MIDI with quartz or meta sounds. If you want to animate objects synced to MIDI files, you can get the sequencer add-on for the plugin.
Why? I need the second part, obviously. I mean, the engine is free, I guess, but the extension probably is not.
Introducing MIDI Engine Broadcasters plugin.
I can put you in.
Make sure MIDI Engine Core is installed and active. Now let's import a MIDI file and the audio file. The audio file will provide sound while the MIDI file provides the MIDI events to react to. Next, we create an actor that will act as our MIDI events broadcaster. To give any actor MIDI event broadcasting capability, just add the MIDI broadcaster component to it. Make sure to select the MIDI asset you'd like to broadcast MIDI events from. To start broadcasting MIDI events, you just need to call the Start Broadcast function on the component. Now let's play the audio file we imported to provide sound. The audio file will be synced with the MIDI events from the MIDI asset. Now that we are broadcasting MIDI events, we need other actors that will listen for MIDI events and react to them. In this example, we create a basic static mesh actor. For an actor to listen to MIDI events, we add the MIDI listener component to it. We then add the event MIDI note on from the listener component to react to MIDI events.
Okay, fine. The problem
when a
is...
MIDI event is broadcast, the instrument track the MIDI note belongs to is provided. In this example, we are interested in all MIDI notes from the kick instrument tracks only. We want to react whenever a MIDI note starts playing in these tracks.
Whenever the vent... Okay.
Our reaction logic here is to move the static mesh object up by 10 units in the Z direction each time the kick drum plays.
Okay. Yeah, it is fine. And we can do it with
Sometimes
our plugin as
you may
well.
need more information about the MIDI.
This
MIDI
is
event
not very
information.
interested, but
Casters.
I would like to see how they... I mean, if they play a wave file out of it.
Throw up the sex in her.
Your MIDI listeners should
The fact that it goes up doesn't help me much. Yeah, the physics, I mean, who cares, really? No, it's interesting, but it's not what we need. I mean, basically the output that they have, we have already, because in the MIDI asset that is here, I already have exactly a tempo event that is already pushing. So, and I have the play MIDI event, if I remember right. Play song, not on, not off, exactly. So we already do this. We already have the notes as an output. Our main problem is how to then properly time the note so that it's cut off at the right length, right? With a good fade out and a good stop and all of that. I see they are using quartz. The game, why is MIDI required? It's required because otherwise we need to build another player like it was in the old game. Another score, you know, a score editor. And I don't think I have any willingness to recreate a score editor. So the idea is that you use Muse Score, which is a free software. And so you can create a score like this, right? And then you import it in PlaneShift. So that is the idea. That is the idea. So that you import it in PlaneShift that way. Because recreating a music score, I mean, maybe I can do it in the future, but it was a lot of work. It was really a lot of work. Insane amount of work. So, like, I would say 4 months full time or something like that. So, considering I am doing it only in the evenings, it will probably take 2 years, right? So it's not, well, maybe not 2 years, but anyway, a lot of time. So it's not, I don't think it's worth it. So I think it's better to use an existing program and just import the MIDI file. So what they do here, what they do in this plugin is pretty much what we have already. It's pretty much what we have already. Unreal Engine 5, controlling meta sounds with MIDI.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 Early Access Meta Sounds video. We've taken a look at getting started with meta sounds, creating footsteps, creating dynamic music transitions, and even how to control meta sounds with blueprints. So what are we getting into today? Controlling meta sounds with MIDI. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe. So before we can start controlling meta sounds with our MIDI controller over here, we first need to understand how to set up our MIDI controller to control Unreal in general. And started becoming to set it of our MIDI device. Now, my particular setup, I do have a computer sees it over here, and we are going to do an event begin play. I can just type in all MIDI, drag out, and we'll break this out as well as print string up the device. We're going to go ahead.
I'm just skipping because this part is not interesting to us. We don't have a MIDI device. We have just we have just the output already. So
note on, MIDI note on. Otherwise, they won't communicate with each other. Possibly, specifically,
So basically, we already have up to this point, right? So we know that the MIDI note is coming out. We know that the MIDI note is ending. What we miss is the connection between this in a decent output.
Compile that
to the sound.
Back off the screen. Hit play. And like I said, that will trigger anytime we hit any note. But specifically, I want this drum pad. So this drum, come back over here, is whatever note, and we're drum pad. And we can connect that true
to the jump. Okay.
Jump. But that's how you map one key piano ground. Yes. But when in and we just have it running to a signal generator. I'm gonna go ahead and close that out, and let's pull up our level blueprint here. All right, so we're here in our level blueprint.
Yeah, this is what I want to understand how they do, right? I want to understand now that he has
and person characters again. My one to do a bind event to on MIDI note on and the on MIDI note off. That way we could tell our meta sound when to play the sound, when the other one, and the cinema camera actor. That's just to that lock instead of having it is our synth, which I do have that meta sound set up.
So this is the part that we miss. Meta sound synth.
I'll show you that here in just a minute. And just like we did in the previous video with controlling meta sounds with blueprints, we're getting the parameter interface. And as I mentioned in that video, this node is key to being able to control meta sounds. So we had to do a function for all the MIDI note on, and this is where things start to get a little crazy. This is where the tedious part of this comes in. So
yeah, because I guess you have to map every single note, right? So that's the.
If I start,
I guess that's the problem.
C and move up to my high C, all of my notes are number 36, all the way through.
Wow.
96.
Wow.
And then we had to do that again. Or this is.
Oh my God. Oh my God, the blueprint, bro. I want to hear what he says. I want to hear what he says when he reveals it.
Where it gets absolutely crazy. As you can see.
Holy shit.
Because I have triggers for every single one of the 61 notes. And I'll show you why here in a moment when we get into the meta sound.
Yes, that really spaghetti code. Look at this blueprint, bro.
And I really didn't feel like taking the time to clean all of these wires up. This already took me long enough to do. But if I zoom in here, it's actually just the same thing over and over and over again. It's this 61 times. So I've got individual triggers for our C2, which is our low C, all the way up to, I believe it's C7. Yeah, C7, which is the
trigger. What is this trigger? Trigger target is audio parameter interface. What is this trigger doing?
IC. And the majority of this, like everything in the middle here, is just the rotator to get the keys to move. If I wasn't doing anything visually on screen, The wires would still be pretty crazy, but it wouldn't be as much. But I could technically do from this note, change the note to a frequency and play it in our meta sound that way. But then we would just have a mono synth. So it would just be one note at a time. I have this set up as a polysynth so that way we can actually play multiple notes. So again, this is the entire setup in the blueprint. I mean, I could make this a little cleaner.
Yeah, but what does the trigger do? Because it's the trigger that we need to know, right?
Collapse the node.
Oh my god.
It does look a little nicer.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
That function is still just
it is absolutely ridiculous how we...
what I'm going to do is...
this is what we need. This is exactly what we need. This is the part that we miss. This is the part that we miss. So he created a function, right, with the name of the note on and off, and then he connected it right here
and off. So as I'm sure you could probably guess, this does look pretty insane. But again, it's really just the exact same thing over and over again. The reason that I have these different
triangle, frequency modulation, sync, phase offset, glide, type, poly smooth. Uh-oh. He's not taking a wave file. He is generating a frequency. He's generating a frequency? No, I wanted a sample.
Is because I did come in here to the frequencies and I created a signal generator specifically for each frequency. And like I said, this is what allows it to be a polysynth instead of a monosynth. So I've got these trigger toggles.
Yeah, but exactly. So it seems that is based on frequency, but basically on frequency gives a pretty bad sound, right? I mean, it can be good for electronic music, but if you want to have the sound of a flute, it cannot be that way.
To the enable,
I guess.
The triggers themselves are the C2 on and C2 off, which, like I showed you in the level blueprint.
Yeah, that I understand, but
these are the triggers. That
that I understand.
Name that trigger is what we name it here.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So we've got our trigger toggle so that when we hit the key, it sets whatever note to on. When we release it, it turns it back off. And we're doing that with the MIDI note on and the MIDI note off functions. And from there, it's just going to its individual signal generator.
Yeah, it's a signal generator.
I have the predefined frequencies for each piano note.
Yeah.
From there, we're just running them into mixers, and from mixers into mixers, and then to our output.
Yeah.
So it's a super simple setup. It's just
it's repeated 61 times.
It's a lot to set up. It took me probably, I'd say 3 to 4 hours to set this whole thing up. Had I done it as a mono synth, I probably could have been done in
3 to 4 hours is very quick, actually.
We would be used to change an array for our frequency. So that's going to wrap things up for this. Did you have anything else that you'd like?
Thank you, man. Like the video. 77 now. Okay. Interesting though. Meta sounds. So is meta sounds only frequency, or is meta sounds meta sounds. Unreal Engine 5 meta sounds. High performance audio system provide audio designer with complete control over digital signal processing graph for the generation of sound sources. Generation of sound sources. Fully procedural audio engine. Unlike SoundQ. Yeah, unloud sound cue, metasound are fundamentally a digital signal processing rendering graph. They provide audio designer with the ability to construct powerful procedural audio system of a sample accurate timing through the audio buffer level. Using metasounds, audio designer can generate audio systematic at runtime and freely mix and match freely mix and match procedurally generated sounds with other audio sources. Each metasound is its own audio rendering engine. They render in a parallel in each other in a potentially independent rendering format. Metasounds are created in a new metasound editor where audio designer with no programming experience can create procedural sound using noise-based interface. The other is live preview no audio in metasound editor features real-time meter output. Sample accurate control audio. Okay. Metasound of a sample. Refer to the single the sample rate is 48,000 samples per second. The sample accurate event would have a time resolution of 1. Metasound supports sample accurate control. The metasound wave player node. Phase. This means that while playing the sound wave finishes playing, it will seamlessly play the next queued up sound wave without inaudible echoes. So this, I don't know if this wave is still generated or it can take a wave file as an input. I'm reading from cue points in audio files, huh? Half an hour is said for monosynth. Half an hour of time to set it up. Yeah, but we need a poly anyway. We need a poly. I mean, we need to be able to do chords, right? If we play the a string instrument. So the only thing that
What's going on, everybody? And
hello. The only thing that I'm thinking is yes, because he got it from the controller, right? Yeah, for us it's the same. We already have that generation. And then it's triggering inside the blueprint. Yeah. If we could do it directly without blueprint would be better, I guess, but I think for now it's fine. Meta sounds. Meta sounds exist only in Unreal Engine 5, huh? Meta sounds exist only in Unreal Engine 5. Meta sound, Unreal Engine 5, huh? And by the way, it's a beta feature and use caution when shipping. Yeah, I think they are still working on it, but it seems to be. Um, Is there an example? I mean, I have Unreal Engine 5 if we want, right? I have Unreal Engine 5. The problem is... I don't remember where I have it, but I think I have it. In one of the million discs. We have a 503, which now is a bit old, but anyway. We have it. My problem is I think I need a meta sound example. Maybe it's already there, eh? Meta sound. Can I search here? No. Samples. You cannot search in this page, huh? What is the engine doing? Compiling shaders. GG. Why you are downloading Fortnite? I don't want to. Never do this. Yeah, I installed Fortnite like 2 years ago and I'm still trying to update it sometimes. We need a meta sound example, boys. Meta sound can be the solution for us. It means that we have to move to 5, but I think it's okay. I mean, if it's giving us something important, we can move to 5. Meta sound beginner tutorial. Meta sound. From miniguns to music. How to make your first meta sound. There is something that we can download. Let me see if any of these videos.
What's up, guys? Welcome to new.
What's up, man? Sound attenuation tutorial. Check out my Steam game. Follow up, subscribe. Unreal Engine. Quick. No. Wave player.
It's gonna be a very easy video to follow, so let's get started. But first, check out the link in the description to get awesome Unreal Engine. First thing that we have to do, and we have to enable. So there you go. You have to restart the editor when you go into the content browser. We can right click, go to sounds, and you will see a meta sound source. So this is what we're going to go ahead and create. Out and just put on now you will see that it looks really familiar, like a works. Then we have next up in the actual meta sound. Then we basically some options over here. We have stereo, quad, mono. So you need to basically match up your notes with your output. Okay, so
wave asset. Yeah, he's taking wave files anyway. He's taking wave files with no problem. He's taking wave files. I think it's just an enhanced and optimized version of. So yeah, I think we should probably use that. If this Unreal Engine 5 could finish the shader compiling, which would be very nice. There are still 3,000 shaders compiling. How much of my CPU is it using? A lot, huh? So probably also the stream is delayed. There was a good video on the webpage of MIDI Engine Meta Sound Make a Piano. Is it the one that we just watched, or I mean the one with the guy with the black shirt? There was wow, I think my PC is dying because we are compiling shaders like a lot. Look at my mouse. It's going crazy. Everything is not responding, boys. Everything is blocked. I don't know if you can still hear me, but my CPU is at 100%. 100%. There was a good video on the webpage of MIDI Engine Meta Sound Make a Piano. Can you link it, or I can just search it? MIDI Engine Meta Sounds Make Piano. Playing back MIDI with meta sound via Engine 5. Making MIDI piano sound realistic? No. Set lower priority in details? No, but I want it done. I can't link it. You have to send it to me through Discord. Or just send me the V whatever, you know, just send me the V equal to whatever it is of the video, and I can add the rest. Controlling meta sound with MIDI is the one that we watched. Unreal Engine meta sound demonstration. Now they created music and sound in Unreal Engine with meta sound. Making music with MIDI keyboard, Unreal Engine sound and meta sound. External sound solution for MIDI controllers. By the way, I think I would like to know if they are using. Let me see if they use always the same plugin or they use different plugins, right?
But how to set all of this is a bit more complicated, and just to verify. All right, trigger this event of how it is, of how fast this node
on MIDI event. On MIDI, is this on MIDI event the same? As usual, you skip everything and then you have questions, right? You skip everything and then you have questions.
We gotta delete this one. If you play this right here and connect our MIDI keyboard to Unreal Engine, we can play multiple notes, which is not as easy as you might think it is. In the last tutorial, we covered how to actually connect our MIDI device to Unreal Engine. If you missed that video, it is vital for this one, so please.
Okay. If it's vital.
And I found that it was quite a hassle and a lot of tutorials did not work. Put in all of this, go to plugins and type in MIDI. MIDI device support is a must. You have to have it, so enable it. It will tell you to.
Yeah, okay, so they are always going through that. I think it's the same one. They're going through the same MIDI device support plugin. Better watch Unreal Engine tutorials. Wait, did you send it to me, Marcellum? Send it to me on Discord. Oh my god, this guy is still compiling shaders. Ah, but there are 50 left, so I think it's nearly done. I don't know why you had to recompile everything. I already started this engine a few times, but sometimes Unreal is a mystery. Sometimes it is a mystery.
Here, the pads up here are channel 10. The signal that we're getting in here, this is our type, is rather unique, probably to my keyboard. 8. Here, I don't want getting 5 sounds out of the system. And for that, we are going to go to our plugins, edit plugin meta sounds right here. Meta sound needs some sort of input. Now it to frequency X out. But just keep in mind for pushing off, and what value is it? Our velocity, again, if you click on this one from this event,
Yeah, it's doing the same thing anyway.
Know that we get a value between 0.
It's just doing it slightly
2,
differently,
3,
but it's the
4,
same.
key press.
It's the same thing. He has a function, you know, has a function that is starting the sound, and probably one that is he has a note.
Just make it different parameters so the system is not getting confused.
Let's say the difference that the other guy had the on and off. This guy seems to have the velocity.
What just actually happened? That's yes, sadly, fine. If so, in your node value, have that node in this array. If we trigger them, and if you don't, we're going to play and press. If I press one button, what is going to happen is it sees that it is not contained in the array. So we're gonna go through all of here. If I release it, it knows this key is already stored in our array. So we're gonna set it to 0. If you have I cannot point my mouse. But if you look up here, it says it's just
okay, fine. Unreal started. EU5 first test. EU5 first test. I think this was MIDI project 426. And you see that this MIDI if you could migrate this one, create a copy of this one. This project was maybe a different version of the engine. Yes, exactly. I would like to make a copy. Can I make a copy? Open a copy. Opening with this version of the data may prevent you may lose the data. I recommend you open a copy to avoid damaging the original. Yes, I want to open a copy, but where do you save it then? This project required MIDI asset plugin. Would like to download it from the Engine marketplace. Yes. Because this one probably is not available for 5. Yeah, I remember there was some issue and some people had to recompile it for 5 and they had some problem with that, but I think we can do that later. I think I can do it, but yeah, he's complaining because he wants that plugin, so I can already start that project. I will have to get the. Actually, I think there is. Wait, I think there was a guy that provided the repo. It was kind of a long time ago. I'm searching on my Discord. No. Definitely I cannot find it. Wait a second. Why I cannot find it? strange. They deleted it? Maybe it was not this one. No, I think it was this one. There was because I am in. Sorry, I'm checking just the. No. No. No, I don't find it anymore. I don't know. Because we could, in theory, we will have to re-import that plugin also in this engine and recompile it, right? So we will have to take pretty much everything we have in our 26 engine marketplace media asset. So it's basically this guy, and we will have somehow, some way to put it in our Unreal Engine 5. I can try to do it, huh? Under engine plugins marketplace. Ah, it doesn't exist. Okay, we can create it. And yeah. So we can copy this. Now, the only problem is if I open up just this source file, right? And I'm going to recompile it. This one is actually kind of standalone, right? Like, I don't think it requires anything Unreal. Nope, I can't. What do you mean you can't, Marcel? I'm in Discord. You can send me a message in Discord with a link. Send me a message in Discord with a link. Or just copy this, you know, you see there is YouTube watch and then there is like exclamation mark V. You can paste just this exclamation mark V, right? And I will just paste the YouTube thingy. Algo syntax MIDI Unreal. Algo syntax U5. I think I found it. How piano visualize the work. I think I found it. But it doesn't tell me much. It's just a link to. It's just a link to. Light demo. MIDI Engine Complete Bundle compiled MIDI Engine Core and all its extension, the ultimate tool for working with MIDI Finder Engine 5. Install into the Engine plugin folder and extract the zip. I do it by opening starting MIDI Engine Broadcaster content file. You find Blueprint Broadcaster and you can drag in it. Watch the sphere and browse the BP nodes. The trial version is limited to max 15 seconds of playback in only few extensions. For the unrestricted version, unlock the deluxe version from Patreon. And don't forget to join the Discord. So they sell it, huh? They sell it. I see. I mean, we can do the Patreon, it's not a problem. But then the problem is always a bit of the license, you know, and... Individual license, $199. I see. Anyway, didn't start, or is building it? I think it's building it. Anyway, I think I will spend some time on this because I want to understand it. I want to understand what we can do and if we can do it. And meta sound seems to be the right way. Yeah, it's compiling stuff. It doesn't show, I don't know why. It doesn't show anywhere, but it's compiling. There is a CL, there are 5 CL running at the same time, consuming CPU, so it seems like looks like it's doing stuff. But I think our, I think the other plugin is a better one. So I think we will use the other plugin, and the one that we already have, which by the way is free. So, and it's potentially extensible, right? Engine modules are out of date. It cannot be compiled while the engine is running. Okay, GG. It doesn't want to do it. It doesn't want to do it. Okay, I mean, can we have a new project maybe? I can start a new project. If it doesn't want to start that one, I don't know if that one was containing source files. I don't think so, but maybe it was. Maybe it was. So if we can just let me just create a new project. G Unreal Engine projects. third person. G, Unreal Projects, let's call it Meta Sound. Meta Sound. Hello, Gian. How are you? I'm investigating Meta Sound because I would like to port our musical instrument functionality, and I would like to, I mean, from some investigations that I did in the last hour or so, it seems that Meta Sound can be the answer. Can be the answer for us. So we have been investigating a bit, you know, the other plugins and what is available. I just find Unreal Engine 5 super slow compared to Unreal Engine 4. I don't know. I mean, everything I do is like taking hours. Like I start a new project now and GG. Preparing mesh distance field. Okay. I mean, it took like 10 minutes to compile the engine shaders, but fine. Preparing shaders, another 4,000. Holy moly. Holy GG. Wasn't the content drawer space? No, it's not. Control space. Okay, let's try to add a new folder, call it Meta Sound, and try to create a new. No, I need to enable it first, right? If we don't enable it, it will never work. Let me just see in 5 if I select MIDI. It sees this one, right? It sees this one because there is the one that I added, but this one is not compiled. So this one I think will fail, but let's see. I can enable it. But I think it will fail because we didn't recompile it. Or maybe not. I don't know. But we compiled it with 4. And the other is this one, Meta Sound. Meta Sound is still considered beta. At least in the version of Unreal 5 that I have, which is 5.03, right? Plugin Meta Sound is beta version. Yeah, using caution when shipping. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. The following modules are missing or built with a different engine: MIDI, MIDI asset editor, MIDI interface, procedural audio. Bro. It was a bad idea to enable it, huh? I don't know what it's doing though. Is it starting or? Because it's doing something. My PC is doing something. I don't know what, but... No. No, it's not. No, I didn't start it. So if I have to recompile a plugin for... If I have to recompile a plugin for Unreal, what I have to do, I need to regenerate the project files, and so I will see the plugin inside, or I see it automatically. I don't remember. If I have to recompile, Gian, do you remember if I have to recompile a plugin? Should I, because this plugin has its own SLN, right? But I don't remember if Unreal can see it directly and is automatically recompiling all. But no, without generate project files is not in this list. So I think I need to anyway regenerate project files, huh? Somehow. I mean, we can do it. Hopefully we'll not recompile the whole engine, because if you recompile the whole engine, it's GG, yeah? Check if he's not trying to upgrade the game again. No, I said no, so maybe not. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. A real target platform contain definition for Win32. With interface, and real target plan. Yeah, Win32, I think we can... we can remove it maybe. Yeah, because this plugin is a bit old, and so I think it needs to be. Visual C found a suitable location to store the browsing database and IntelliSense file for the solution, blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Use the solution to store your files. Where is the target of the build file? There is no build file. There is no build file, huh? There is no build file. Yeah, there is a build file. MIDI. Why we don't see this source MIDI asset? Yeah, there is. It's possible that this build file definition is not compatible with Unreal Engine 5. That's very possible, huh? That is very possible. He has its own SLN, yes, he has its own SLN. But it seems that the... I don't know why he has his own SLN, but yeah, he has it. Or maybe I built it. Maybe I built it just to look at it. Possible that I built it just to look at it. The problem is that if I regenerate project files, it's telling me this. Source procedural audio. Okay, let's look at this one. Source procedural audio build CS. So it's complaining about this one. And inside this one is saying that error CS blah blah blah, Unreal target platform. Because probably this one, you know, has been done a long time ago. Windows target platform, Win34, Win64. Do we care about Win32? I don't know. How is my build CS? Why we even need to do this? stdc1 secure lib equal to 1. Ignore warnings. Let me just check in our build CS 1 second to see how it looks. I want to see if I have anything about Windows. No, I only have Win64. So I think Win32 is probably not existing anymore, right? So let's just remove it. I think, yeah. So maybe that would be enough, you know, to have it regenerate the thingy. Where are we? We are here. We are here, generate project files. Yeah, Win32 probably is not a thing anymore. I think we have the same in all the other CS in all the other build CS files, because actually is 4 or 5 different. Let me open up all the star build.cs. Right, let's open them all and let's just remove this one not, this one not. Where the hell did you put this? This one not. Obviously there was only one, huh? I opened them all, but okay, this one. Platform Mac, platform Linux, yes. Okay, and this one not. So I think we should have everything in place now. Maybe it was only that. Warning library win.mm.lib was not... Fuck, I couldn't read it. It just disappeared. It disappeared too quick. Warning library win.bmlib was not resolvable to a file when used in module media interface. Assuming it is a file name with search library path for it is slow and dependency checking will not work for it. Please update the reference to fully qualified alternative in public system library path if you intend to use this low path to suppress this warning. Okay, so there is what it's saying is that there is this lib that is actually inside a module media interface that is referenced, but is not a specific path or something, so he has to search it. Fine. I mean, I think we're not gonna die. I think it's not a problem. Okay, I managed to send you the link finally. Yeah, but I think I found it, no, Marcelo? It was the one that I was checking, or? Oh no, it's another one. Copy link.
C5, this will be the root key, and I'll be playing the entire piano using just this key, okay, by using meta sounds. This is the meta sound, and this is the result you should get after setting it up.
Very nice. Yeah, I think it could be. But
C5.
Is this using?
This key here. So the duration is based on the MIDI notes look. So yeah.
Trigger not off by not duration. Exactly. On play.
After you set the duration of the MIDI note to actually play the sound, here's me using that on play trigger again, the one that I cached. Okay. For C4.
Yeah. You see that he's using wave assets. This GP-C4, Grand Piano C4, is actually this wave file, right? So it is using wave files. Okay, so what I do now, I just compile I just build, or is there a way to build only my additional plugin? Because in reality I would like to build only this guy. But I cannot build at this level, eh? So I have to build at this level and just cross finger that is not rebuilding everything. Not quite using only one node, but you could map per node. Now he's using 3 nodes, it seems so. Since he has three files, like the C4, C5, and C6, so the C in 3 different octaves.
Sound wave, which is this one. I'm sampling this one. Okay, that's all there is to it. It's the same one. Yeah.
And I don't know if Dan is modifying it.
This note that goes in is the pitch shift.
Yeah, he has the pitch shift. So actually he's using only the beginning of the note. Sorry, only the beginning of the octave, so the C, to probably generate the rest of the octave. Right? Which seems to be kind of a good idea.
You don't need that. And then when the wave is finished, I just set this trigger on sample finished. And then to turn the MIDI note off, or the meta sound off when it's done, I use either the sample finished or the note off event. Okay, the note off event will be set by this.
It is all very nice. Would be even nicer if there was a download for the example, but no. There is no download for the example. Oh my god, Jesus. Okay, GG. When Unreal does this, it's so annoying. He decided to recompile the whole engine, boys. He decided to recompile the whole engine. So he's recompiling 6,000 files. How nice. How nice of him. How nice of him. How nice of him. Okay. We cannot do it now. I mean, if we do it now, I will wait the next 3 hours for this guy to recompile everything. So let me see if the editor starts again or not. Probably it doesn't, because now he's trying to have that plugin. You could build it with run UAT. I mean, like building only the plugin. I don't know. The engine is still starting at least, but I think it will complain that that plugin is not compiled, and probably will just bail out. I don't know. Let's see. I can do it, but I can do it while I'm sleeping, right? So I can launch it, go to sleep, and the next morning is done. So I don't have to wait 3 hours. 3 hours, yeah. Why is recompiling the whole engine though? I don't understand. Just because I generated files, but in theory. MIDI asset plugin was designed to build 406. Do I tend to load it anyway? If I say yes, anyway fails. Okay. If I can try to say no, and hopefully it will start without that plugin enabled. Pity, because I want that plugin. Do you have a... Let me see. If we could rebuild only that plugin, would be nice, but I don't know how to do it. Unreal Unreal run UAT build single plugin. Why you don't get a new version and call it a day? What do you mean? Which new version? Run UAT build plugin minus plugin. That seems to be pretty good actually. We can try that. If you can build a single plugin, why not? The only thing I need to be sure is that I'm calling the... I mean that I'm using the Unreal Engine one, eh? I mean, I need to go in my... what is it? G? 503 release. Is this plugin dead? Yeah, it's dead. I mean, there's no new version. That's the latest version to exist. There is no 5 version, I think. I think so, but yeah. So I think that's the latest existing. I can check. Maybe they made it in the meantime, but up to a few months ago, it was not. But it's a good point. I can check. Maybe they published it, but I think I don't know. I can check. Unreal MIDI, procedural MIDI. Ah, there is a 5 actually. There is a 5, so maybe they updated it. 21 is the last. Yeah, maybe they updated it. You can install this plugin. It's already installed in all compatible engines. Okay. I think because probably he sees it in my... He sees it already in my thingy. I don't know, I never understood this thing. I mean, if I cannot just download the plugin itself, right? So he needs to sense my engine somehow, and there is no way to override this shit. So I cannot download it. Unreal Engine 5, does it something different if I do that? No. I don't even know which engines this guy is really seeing, right? Because I think I don't know why, but he sees an Unreal Engine 500 while I have as 503 just because I downloaded it manually. So I don't even know where this is. Where this is installed? 500. Create shortcut. A shortcut to EU5 has been placed on the desktop. That's very nice. EU5. GG. EU5 early access. I have a D Games U5. I didn't even know I had it, but fine. Now under engine plugins, marketplace. No, it doesn't exist. So it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't. Bah. Okay, let's say make set current. Let's say set current here. Installed update. Update available. Meh. Update available. That is so annoying that you cannot just download the zip file. I mean, why they do this? Why they don't allow you to download the zip file directly? So bad. It's so bad. It's so incredibly bad. Install to engine. GG. By the way, I think I should remove the 5 early access, right? So I think that this one is completely useless to us, right? 500 early access was the first one that came out. I hope I don't have any. No, I don't think I have anything there. So I think we can just remove it. We can just remove it. I can get the new one, but downloading the new one may take some time. Meanwhile, no, let me do the run UIT thingy. I think was good. I think they didn't change the source code though. I think they. Sorry, now I lost my train of thoughts. What we were doing? Ah, yes, we were doing this. So we need to go in engine build batch files, and here we have our run UAT, and we need to do run UAT build plugin path2 plugin minus package my new path. What do you mean minus package my new path? We'll pass the location of the original plugin and give it a folder to output our compiled plugin. Well, the output should be exactly the same. What do you mean? Let me see in our 426, right? We have here is where it's compiled. So we have under plugins, we have marketplace, media asset, and the binaries is where the plugin is going, right? I think. So there is the compiled thing where you have the DLLs and stuff. So I don't know, maybe we can just say binaries as the output directory. Let's see what it generates. So for our Unreal Engine 503, it will be, the directory will be engine plugins marketplace media asset. So I think this is the source, right? This is the source. path2 plugin. Path2 plugin. So path to this, okay. And then package. Let's do binaries of the same, exactly like here. So we do media asset binaries. Target platform Win64. Okay, let's see what happens. Output directory for package plugin must be outside of the engine directory. Might be outside of the engine directory. Holy shit. Holy shit, you are like precious, huh? You don't want I touch your files. Okay, I'm not touching your files. Fine. Unreal MIDI. Okay. It doesn't want that. We will put it in another directory, and then I guess we will have to move it manually, I assume, but let's see. Let's see. Meanwhile, our Epic Launcher managed to delete that version. I think I would like to get well, 053 we have already. Is there a way to say plus? No, remove? What do you mean remove? I didn't click, I didn't do anything. If I could do verify, right? Like saying, hey, I have it, can you please verify, you know, the fact that I have it? But this launcher is a bit stupid. Okay, it's recompiling the plugin. Let me see how much it takes. Maybe it's not infinite. It seems it's recompiling 231 files, which is kind of reasonable. It's kind of reasonable. I think I will anyway download. I don't know how much space I have, but I think I will anyway download clean, maybe 5.1 or 5.03. Yeah, maybe a clean 5.03, because now I have it. I have a 5.03, but installed from sources, right? And that is messing up with the launcher. So the only way is that you install like a fake version that maybe you then don't use, and then you ask him to install the stuff into that, and then you move it to your installation, right? You cannot verify launcher build on top of source build. Yeah, that's so stupid. I don't know why. I mean, how hard is that? How hard is that to do? But this launcher is very bad. Also for games, if you go in the games area, you can do so little, right? So you cannot really, you know, see the property of the game or search in an easy way, or it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so basic, right? It's so basic. I don't know why they don't expand it. It's anyway nice, but $30 out of 231. Oh my god, boys, it's taking forever. Well, for sure it's taking less than... but I think this command, I want to save it. I want to save it. I want to save it because it's a good one. I want to save it. How do I save it? I want to save it somewhere. In our wiki, yeah? In our wiki... Under build. What is the best place for this? Just to I think I will just create another page here, and we just call it build the plugin separately or whatever. Build Real Engine plugin. No, build one Real Engine plugin only. Build one Real Engine plugin only. I don't know. So yeah. And I can say example building Unreal MIDI on my machine. Boom, this thing, right? And it seems to work. And we can say reference. Where was the reference? This one. Compiling new engine version. Because sometimes it's easy. I mean, it's faster to go to my wiki, right? Sometimes I Google stuff and I come to my wiki. It happened to me the other day that I was Googling something on Mac and say, there is an answer, and it was inside our inside this page, because inside this page I also have an area that is like troubleshooting. This troubleshooting, where are all the errors that I got, you know, and what was not working, like it couldn't find the file, it cannot be loaded, or a variable is not used, or whatever, tool chain, right? And I think one of those, yeah, this one, I think this one we found yesterday. And yeah, it was pretty cool. It was indexing my... Bro, 78, come on. I don't know, I think... But it's a better way, yeah? Because compiling 5,000 files was probably too much. Compiling 300 seems to be much better. By the way, guys, I don't know if you know, but we have a new release out. 0728 just came out. And we have some underwater environment that you can explore. So you can jump into the water and go there and explore. There is also a treasure chest hidden somewhere that you can find with some stuff in it. That is actually respawning every half an hour, 1 hour. So you can go there and find it. And the new version is released on Windows, Linux and Mac. And as usual, it's completely free. So if you want to give it a try and let me know if it works for you, if you like it, or things like that, would be nice. And these are all the bugs that we fixed with the new release. Yeah, I have to think if the next release is 5 or not, is Unreal Engine 5 or not, but I think sooner or later I will, right? Gion, are you using 5 for real, or you are using 5 just to play, you know? Like, is it the new production release for you, or it's just a toy to keep yourself, you know, in sync for when you will switch? Because I don't know, I'm hearing good and bad about 5, and I'm a bit scared, you know, that will slow me down like 2 months. You're using it for real? I can move, but you know, I don't know on Mac, you know. I don't know on Mac. I mean, just few days ago, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I can show you this. I can show you this. On the Unreal Engine Discord server, this guy, Ramik, what was yesterday? No, 2 days ago. This is on Mac. Command external build execution failed with a 0 exit code, bit failed. It says GG, will abandon EU5 now. Even macOS reinstall couldn't fix this issue. So, I don't know, this guy, this guy just GG'd out saying, okay, it's just not, Unreal Engine 5 is just not working on Mac. See you next time, right? See you next time. And the same guy, I mean, it's the same guy, so this guy is a bit critical on, I mean, it's a bit, you know, if I have to use the Intel version, I will just not load it from Epic Games, but I really don't know what I'm doing wrong here. The devs made a horrible job with EU on ARM. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I think this guy probably is trying to download. I mean, he wanted to have EU5 working on Mac, but it's not provided by Epic by default, right? So you cannot go on the launcher and download Unreal Engine for Mac. So I think that this guy wanted to compile it for because he had no other option, but he found some issues, and so not being a developer, probably this is my assumption. Not being a developer, he's kind of stuck. And so he's very upset, you know, and say, fuck, I cannot use Unreal Engine 5 because it's not provided on Mac, right? So, yeah. So I don't know, I feel that I can go to 5, but I have to be kind of careful of not spending then, you know, 2 weeks trying to do a release. But I will have to move sooner or later. I will have to move. There's no way. If it's new, you should GG compiling a huge engine on Mac. And Mac can be pretty fast though, huh? Mac can be pretty fast. GG! GG! Okay, so what I will do, so I want to see if this plugin is compiling, right? And then we will test the meta sound a bit, but start to be late and I think I need to go. But I want to see it compiling, right? So let's wait a few more. Also, another thing that I will do tonight, I will keep my PC up and I will launch the install of 503 so that we can do tests on, or maybe 5.1. I don't know really. I think for compatibility, because if I install 5.01, I think I will have the same problem, right? That the plugin will tell me, sorry, it's for 5.0 and you cannot do it. So so probably in theory I need both to do tests, right? But I still have this old 426, which actually I don't know. But I have stuff into it, like this plugin. I have it, and I have a lot of samples in 426 because 426 has been our main version for quite some time. You can also remove Android Linux TV from options. Which, I mean, from my project, I removed all of that because there was kind of a mess. So I removed, like there was a Steam VR. So when I shipped Plane Shift, every time you had Steam open, it was actually launching Steam VR. Just because it was compiling. So I removed, from our project, I removed all the plugins for Android and mobile. When you hit install, okay. Yeah, maybe. See you, Fergus. Bye-bye. Or other issues like this. On Mac OS, my grass gets really dark for some reason. Any idea why this could be? On Windows, it looks fine. Now, this can be also different hardware and whatever, but it seems there are still, you know, like a few problems. Even if now, you know, 5 is out since a bit, but I think there is still not too many people using it for real. Okay, I think it's nearly complete. Let me see. Compile module. Okay. Compile module media asset. Nice. Pretty good. It did it. Aha. Haha, we learned something new today. Well, like basically every day, but okay, so now we have these Unreal MIDI binaries, right? And all this shit that he created. So I'm just going to copy all of this, I assume. Let me see if the binaries are new. Yes, are built now. So we take all of this and we just copy it into our plugins media asset, right? And we replace everything. So now if I launch my engine with the plugin on, hopefully it will see it. Hopefully. By the way, I found a new Real Engine Discord server that seems to be a bit more open, you know, to listen to people. I think Unreal Slacker. I don't like the management of Unreal Slacker. I think they are too strict, and it's very hard to do anything there. They close the streaming channel, and whenever you post stuff, they ping you about it, and I mean it's fairly annoying. I found another one that is called Unreal Dev, where they allow streaming, allow you to post, you know, your streaming stuff. They have a channel for it. They are so it's a bit easier to advertise your stuff, right? While I find that in a real Slacker, whenever you are posting something, they're always looking at you like if you are advertising stuff, right? If you are selling stuff, right? Which is pretty fun on us because we are selling nothing, right? We are one of the few projects in the world that we are selling nothing, but they are always, you know, no, you cannot post that, you cannot post this looks like a job offer, no, you cannot recruit these people, no, you can, so can never do anything, right? And is a bit annoying. So let's try to do this. Let's try to click on our not on the meta sound. Let's click on the MIDI project 26, right? That we want to upgrade to. That we want to upgrade. So we open a copy, and it was not working because the plugin was disabled. Now that we have the plugin, maybe it will work. I just don't understand what it means opening a copy. Come on, 5,000 shaders, 6,000 shaders? 6,000 shaders for what? we just started the editor a second ago. What do you mean 6,000 shaders? What? What? The eternal wait. The eternal wait. I mean, 6,000 shader because he copied the other project with the starter content. I don't know what he's doing, but you know what? I will not let him do that. I will not let him do that. I will just kill it. I will just kill it. Fuck you and your thing. Kill it. Dead. Don't do that. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that. The way we will do it, we will just copy it. Because I don't know what he's doing. He's doing a copy in an impossible place in memory. I don't know what this shit is doing. So we will copy it manually. We will rename it. Right? We will rename it. And then we will do the update in place, which I think is much better. So he doesn't have to think about weird stuff and going, you know. Because I don't trust him. I don't trust what he's doing. I really don't. I really don't. So we take our MIDI. By the way, there was a MIDI project 5 and 5.2. He did something like that. Yeah. This is the stuff that he created now, huh? Yeah. This is the stuff that he created now. You see? You see? Okay, so we delete this too. We create our own copy of MIDI project, and we call it MIDI project 5. MIDI project EU5. No, I don't know why I always say EU and non UE. I don't know. I always say EU. Always. But anyway, and now we open it with 5. Can I switch Real Engine version to 053? Exactly, 503. And then if I launch it, do you think he's trying to use that? Okay, perfect. So now we will say the same thing, but at least is a clean copy. And I hope it doesn't... Okay, still recompiling 6,000 shaders. I mean, where are those 6,000 shaders in my MIDI project? My MIDI project is made of nothing. Because there is starter content. That's why. I don't know. Do we have starter? I don't know. I don't think... I mean, content is 7 megabytes. 7 megabytes of content. 7 megabytes. The content directory. So, what the fuck? I mean, 6,000 shaders. Okay. I don't know. Maybe he deleted the shaders when I started the recompilation from Visual Studio. I don't know. That's my only guess. But I hope every time I open the engine, it doesn't recompile 6,000 shaders. Or every time I create a new project, you know, it doesn't recompile 6,000. Probably yes. Probably is recompiling the starter content in the context of the new project. I don't know. See you, coach. I should disable auto delete cache. I don't know. Sometimes I just upgraded my PC. Let's see if there are any new accounts to migrate. Any new accounts? We have some new players. We have some new players joining in. Sometimes they are testing the game, which is nice. Yes, there are 2 more accounts. You know, we did it just 1 hour ago, and there are 2 more accounts that I need to migrate manually. I need to migrate manually because it's the same guy. They created 2 accounts. Okay, fine. I will migrate them both. 80 and 81. Okay. 80 and 81. Boop. And boop. As long as they are... because this one was not authorized. Probably just... He mistyped... I think he mistyped his email. So this one I will delete it. Delete from accounts where ID equal to this. Yeah, because this one was not validated. Okay. Yeah, some players are testing the new game. The problem is that I need to migrate manually the accounts, which is a bit annoying. Oh my god, this thing is taking forever. I don't know. I can go to bed, but you know, I wanted to know. Accounts creation needs to be automated. I mean, it is automated, but now we are living in 2 worlds, right? So now we are living in a world of Now we are living in a world where I have the old game, right, that we call PS Legacy, that he has a database, and unfortunately at the moment this is the master database, right? And here is automated, so you go to the website, you register, and blah blah blah, and you get your account, you can verify your email, you can ask for a password reset, so everything is working here. But then unfortunately I also have the new game, and the new game has its own database, right? And I am migrating stuff usually when I do a new release, but soon, hopefully very soon, you know, we will finally remove this one, and we will migrate everything here, right? So we'll do this migration, and there will only be this one. And so at that point, I will connect the account creation directly to this database. For PS Unreal, in theory, they should know, but yeah, if they read this line, they know, because it's really saying new account needs to be created here, and then wait for 5 hours to be migrated. But yes, if they don't read anything, like I was, I pointed one guy to this page saying, hey, we have a new release out, and he said, oh nice, what do? I click on download, and he said, okay, and he clicked the first link. He didn't read anything of this, like zero, and he clicked on the first link, which by the way was a torrent that is not even connected, and then said, it doesn't work. So he clicked here and he got the legacy version, and then he didn't register, he didn't do any accounts, nothing, and then he was saying, I cannot play this game. Why? So yes, sometimes there are also people like that. I understand. In fact, one of the points that I have listed is the account creation as a potential upgrade. This one, create accounting game, right? I think it would be nice if you can just start the game and he asks you about creating an account directly there, right? It's not that easy for me because all the account creation is already automated, is web-based and whatever. But maybe I can just open a web browser, you know, in Unreal, because it's possible. I mean, Unreal has a web browser component, right? So maybe I can just open that page inside the client. I don't know. Yeah, there is a big note, but you know, our game is anyway a bit special in its own way, right? So I don't need 10,000 brainless players. Also because brainless players, they just want, you know, a quick game they can install, play 2 minutes and go away. I mean, this is not our target audience. Because anyway, they will stop immediately in the Drake and Plane puzzle. I mean, these guys will not survive. They will not survive the Drake and Plane puzzle. They will not. They will uninstall immediately after 1 minute of seeing the Drake and Plane, right? When they see there is no minimap, when they see that NPC do not have, you know, big exclamation marks on their heads, and when they see that there is no next to click, that tells them exactly what to do, they will just uninstall the game, and that's completely fine with me. It is not the type of game that we want. So if you play our game, you need to read stuff, understand stuff, use your brain, solve puzzles, you know, use your brain. And so the installation and the registration is the first quest. So I don't have an issue with that. I don't need a 10,000 brainless account and then they uninstall the next day, right? I don't need that. There are a lot of games that needs that because they want, you know, the advertising. Maybe the guy goes in, clicks 2 times, buys a skin, and then uninstall them 2 days later. But at least he bought a skin in meanwhile, right? So I understand that volume is very important for a lot of games, but for us it's not. If I have 1 player or 10,000 players, I do the same revenue, which is 0, by the way. So it doesn't make any difference to me. I know it's a bit weird, but we are a weird project. We are, and we always be. We will always be. We will be remembered like that. We will be remembered like that. We will be remembered like, was there really someone that did, you know, was there really someone that decided to do an MMO in the spare time? And the other guy would say, no, it's impossible. I mean, no one would be so stupid. No one would be so stupid to try to do an MMO in the spare time. I mean, it's technically impossible. And yes, they are right, but somehow we did it. Okay, we are preparing another 7,000 shaders, just in case you are wondering why I have a black screen. If I move the chat, let me move the chat a bit. If I move the chat, there is a nice window at the bottom here that is saying that I am compiling another 7,000 shaders, because the 7,000 we just did were not enough. But at least we can move the stuff. So let's see. Well, this is nice though. This is nice though, because it seems that our thingy... What is this? Oh my god, what is that? I don't remember building this. Did I? I don't think so. It's doing nothing. So probably it's not this, huh? Test map, probably was test map. Play. Aha! Aha! So the MIDI plugin is working. MIDI plugin is working because we are actually playing stuff, as you can hear. No, it's not a very nice song. The ghost built that. No, the ghost that deleted the file was insane. I'm still wondering how that happened. I don't know, maybe I'm just an insomniac, you know? Maybe I just woke up during the night and did it. That's very possible. I mean, I'm not aware of it, but... Okay, here are all our data thingies. So these files, these things here, like this bad apple, whatever, is an imported MIDI file, right? And what I'm trying to do, what I was trying to do, it was to read this MIDI file and then pass to the sound, right? The thingy. But now we're gonna do it differently, because now, as we said, we want to we want to create a meta sound. The only problem is that I finished my time, so I think it would be for another day. There is no meta sound. Because meta sound is not enabled. No, we enabled it. We didn't? Okay, we didn't. GG. The MIDI is enabled for sure. Yes, the MIDI is enabled. And the meta sound now is enabled. The only problem is that you need to restart the editor. But yes, but at least we migrated the plugin. We migrated the project. We learned a bit about meta sound. And I think that tomorrow... tomorrow is Friday though. Tomorrow I will not be here. Eh? Tomorrow I will not be here, guys, because... I'm busy with my friends. We play tabletop stuff. So, but I will be here on Saturday afternoon around 4 p.m. European time, and we can continue with this. Oh, by the way, we are preparing another 5,000 shaders. Very nice. Just because we enabled the plugin. Pretty cool. I love Unreal Engine 5. I love that. 24-hour meta sound stream. Yeah, maybe. No, we need to do this. I want to have the music in again. And I think it would be nice if we can play from MIDI and from score. I mean, we will never redo what we did in the old game, which was the score inside the game. It was insane. I really like it, but it was too tough. I mean, all the positioning of the notes, the movement of the notes on the bar, the different... I mean, it was an insane work. All the flat and sharp, you know, settings and the BPM and GG, boys. I don't even know how we did it, but we did it. So I cannot recreate this, right? It's impossible. So we will use a program, you know, a free program. This one is free. About MuseScore. Is under GNU, so everyone can use it. You build your song like this beautiful song, and then you send it to PlaneShift and you load it into a score, and then the score will pass it, as we said, to the server side, and the server side then will play it on the client again after validating that it's valid and blah blah blah, and you have the skill to do it, and then the meta sound. Then we will use this meta sound to play it out, right? Hopefully. Thank you, Fanar. You are amazing as well. You are amazing as well because you're always here and positive about what we do. Thank you for that. Okay, so I'm gone, but you can click follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, connect to our Discord. We have a lot of socials. Go there. And yeah, I will see you Saturday afternoon. Meanwhile, have fun and good night. Bye bye. Bye bye.